Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on a tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Dragonfly out in the sun, you know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies all having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when day is done, that's what I mean. And this old world is a new world and a bold world for me. For scent of the pine, you know how I feel. Oh, freedom is mine, and I know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I feel so good. I feel so good.
All right, guys, what is going on? What is good? What is good? Welcome to the live stream, dog. How many people we got? Like 13. Damn. Nobody wants to learn how to make money today? Right? Nobody wants to learn how to make money? Oh, shit. My goodness gracious. But look, I know a lot of people had a bad day. I'll be honest. A lot of people in my chat didn't do well today. I know a lot of people in the Trade House Telegram didn't have a good day either. I had a pretty good day. Now, don't take it the wrong way, okay? listen, I take bad trades too. Sometimes I take L's. Okay. Sometimes I have a losing day as well. All right. It ain't the end of the world. Now, did I kick ass today? Fuck yeah. But I want you to learn how to do the same. So instead of like Tuesday, we're just going to do, again, textbook plays make for easy days. Part 2. Because to be frank with you, even though things were a little bit difficult, the trade that I took here, right? We finally got some Corvette candles printing, right? That to me was textbook. Now I did need to wait for a little bit of evidence. Lee Bright, when you and I were speaking earlier, and you pointed out the low. So I looked at it, but it wasn't until a little bit after that I was like, okay, I'll do some here. But let's do a poll. What's good, Miss Jackson? What's good, Naruto, Jorks, MJ 2020, Big James, Anwar, Lee Bright, Willow, Torty. Who else is here? Everybody sleeping in today or what? Where is everybody at, dog? What's good, Roger? Roger. I remember what you asked yesterday. That was a good question. What do you think happened today? What's good, Justin? What's good, Eberneth? Eberneth's ready to learn. Let's go. Oh, my camera's I'm a little bit short. Or, yeah, I don't know. Oh, well. Oh, well, big dog. What's good, Shay? What's good, Alex C? Okay, now you guys are showing up. Now we're showing up, dog. Yeah, I appreciate that, Willow. And I agree. Roger's question yesterday led to a great breakdown in Firestream, is what Willow said in the chat. So, oh yeah, let me do a poll real quick before we get into it. Let me see. Oops, sorry about that. I always lose my stapler, so I put it right in front of me so I don't lose it anymore. Okay, so here's your question of the day. Here's your poll for today. And it's all anonymous too, so it doesn't, don't be afraid. Did you have a W day? Did you have an L day? Or flat? A break even I consider flat. No trades I consider flat. A small profit I consider a win. Okay, if you have any questions on that. So let me know. I'd like to see what actually took place today. Did you take a win? Did you take a loss? Or were you flat as a pancake? Let me know. So while you guys vote, I mean, it's not a vote, but you get what I'm saying. So we shall talk about it, and I'll show you the execution. I already showed the Discord, the executions. I showed the Instagram story, the executions, and I'll show you that here too, but I want to get into the details first. You guys ready for that? What's good, Lucas? Lucas, what happened to that sniper badge, dog? What happened? What happened there? Flat for the second day this week. Been at the skate park teaching the kids how to skate between 9 and 12. Very nice. Very nice. Torty didn't trade today. No worries. Ms. Jackson said, I didn't trade, but I did have a nice setup. Targeted some highs on NQ near London Open. That was the same. That's what I did too. Wasn't confident today, so I opted out. I'm going to talk about that. Loss due to tight stop loss, but analysis was on point. Sniper badge was gold. It was gold, Lucas. It was gold. Anyway. So, days like today I understand, can be frustrating, right? If we're not going to do this, but if we were to calculate every movement here, okay, if you've never done like a pretty cool homework assignment before, I don't, okay, I don't really do this that often, but if you wanted to, just for curiosity's sake, Gessner, it was crazy accurate. If you were to measure every single move in here, right, you would have so many points, meaning like from the highs, or excuse me, from that high like to the low, oh, that's 60 points, right? From that imbalance to a new low is like 45 points, right? Or from like that low being taken to a new high, you know, that's 68 points. Then we saw a short-term reversal, right? So the market went above that high a little bit and then slammed down for a new low for 80 points, maybe 85. Market retraces off of that. Retraces here. This is very important, by the way, too. And then from that low here up to a new high, right? That's another 90 points to the upside. And then from those equal highs being taken, right, we reverse and go down another 70 points. So all in all, right, if we measured our current low of day, I'm pretty sure this is the low of day, to the high of the day, that's about a range of 122 points. But all of these movements in here added up would smoke that. It would absolutely smoke that. 90 plus the 70 plus the 40 plus the 60. I mean, it'd be like 300, 400, maybe even 500 points altogether. Okay. Now, why would I point that out to you? Because even though markets do consolidate or they stay within a range, there is still opportunity. Welcome, Jonas, to the membership. We'll see if Lucas and Gessner follow suit. Peer pressure. All right. We have a day where the range is 122 points, but what was offered was probably closer to 500. Okay. That by itself, okay, what do you do with that? It just goes to show there are many, many opportunities. And how many do you need, dog? How many do you need? In a week. How many times have I said this? In a week, you only need what? 1 to 2 good trades per week. That's it. You only need 2. Right? 1, maybe 2, and you're set for the week. All right. So I pointed out, I think it was in the Trade House Discord this morning, a lot of people pointed out those highs, right? Now, this is where things get interesting. Oh, yeah, we don't have markups over here because this is the micro side. Okay. What is special about those highs? They're just prior to London's high, right? London's high is up here. Low resistance highs here. Somewhat of a consolidation as well. Retracement. Or excuse me, we trade lower, retracement here, we extend lower, small retracement, we extend lower. Now this is where a lot of traders got their ass clapped today. What's good, Flacco? Lucas is on holiday. Very nice. So this low being taken here, and then this fast rally up to those highs. Okay, even myself, I had said in the Trade House Telegram, I was like, those highs are clean and we're blasting, right? But lo and behold, the market does what? Retraces all the way down here and then even takes that low, the 925 low here, and then it actually extends below it one more time. That's almost a soup, if you will, right? Like a lower low below an old low. That's damn near a soup. It was just very fast because it's a 5-minute time frame. You see what I mean? Like that low, taken, it rallied, and then slammed again. So like that to me is a very, very small time frame soup. So just throw that in there at no additional charge for you. That's mitigation. So after that low gets taken, right, that's when I started to see like a lot of people weren't doing well today. But that type of information, it's more like sentimental analysis, right? DJ, it was good. It's a sentimental analysis. If everybody you know, or at least like most, I mean, not everybody got dicked today, but if everybody you know is getting slapped, right? If everybody you know is getting knocked out of the market at the low, or even like in here trying to catch the low of day, and you know the market keeps trading lower and lower, and then again here, bro, you got to realize by this particular point in time, okay, the market has made a bunch of lows and then another one. So you know what happens? Everybody gets scared. They're too scared to long. Oh, and great job, Ricky. I don't think I didn't have the Telegram up. I wasn't watching the entire chat in the morning, but it wouldn't be a surprise. It would not be a surprise if you called it out, because you call out trades all the time. I just hope people actually take them. That's the thing, you know? Right, Willow. Not being afraid to re-enter after your stop gets hit. Right. That's my point. All right. So for those of you that are taking notes, what have we looked at so far? London's high is up there. And then low resistant highs here. Low resistant highs. The high on the right is slightly lower than the high on the left. Right? If we took a line tool, that high to that high right there, that is slightly lower. I love those. I absolutely love those. The closer they are together, the better. Okay? As long as the one on the right is slightly lower. That's blessed. I love that. Then if we have a consolidation, oh my God, that's even better. Which that is usually the case. See that? We kind of extend that over a little bit. Consolidation. So what's that going to be? That will later be terminus. Remember terminus? That is the profit-taking portion of a buy program, or if we had lows, the terminus would be the lows. That would be the profit-taking portion of short covering of a sell program. Which means, I know it's a fancy way of saying, Ram, hello. It's a fancy way of saying 957. That is going to be a really, really good partial or out altogether. And then maybe if we can get above London. Okay. So that's still the target. Even though it looked like it was going to do that here, even myself, I was a little bit bamboozled. I was like, all right, we'll probably run up there now. Boom, slam lower. That's when it's like, okay, now the market is shaking everybody out. Everybody is out now, because anybody that bought on the way up, anybody that got buy stops in there above that high, anybody that bought retracements, anybody that bought fucking down candles or bought whatever, this right here was fast and violent. Everybody's done. Okay? In the way that I learned it, it was basically called clearing the board. Right? You ever seen people play chess and like someone very immature is getting ready to lose, so they flip the table over? Y'all ever seen something like that? Or maybe like a movie or some shit? People are playing chess and then there's, oh fuck, boom, they flip the chess pieces, or they flip the board and the chess pieces go flying, right? It just ruins the game. That's what this is right here. Okay. They're getting buyers in, ripping them a new one. Anybody who bought the retracement with a stop at the low, they just got yoinked. Anybody that has a sell stop trying to catch the market going lower, they just got in. And with that next candle here, now they're getting wrecked because they're short below a low, and now they're getting bodied. So basically what I'm saying is it's very search and destroy type profile. Okay, we'll do blue for buy stops, and we'll do red for sell stops. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Buy stops being triggered, wrecked. Sell stops being triggered, wrecked. The market's shaking everybody out. Now, why would the market want to do that? Why would they do that? Smart money buys below old lows. Maybe they bought here, maybe they bought here, maybe they bought here, maybe they're averaging down. That's fine. I don't do that. But smart money does. Right? So then where are they going to distribute? If they're longing below old lows, where are they going to distribute? Well, I don't know, John. If they buy below old lows, they're probably going to do what? Sell above old highs. Sell above old high. We'll just do like a black, I guess. Sell above old high. And then, of course, the highs here. Okay? So there you have it. There's a new high right there. Market extends. Beautiful fucking up candle right there. Right? I ain't gonna lie to you. I had a smile on my face with that one. I was like, holy fuck, that's nice. Then I was like, all right, we need to wait. And then boom. There it taps above the equal highs. Right? So, not accumulation, sorry. Consolidation. Level of distribution. We trade lower. We come back into the consolidation, but don't trade above it. Then here, right, that is the manipulation portion of the buy model right there. Okay? Right there. So if we have manipulation, if the low's been set, what does that make this? Low risk buy. So what's after that? We're in a buy program. Okay? Especially once this candle printed and then we like basically 1030 traded higher right here and we get like another couple of candles right there. Okay? That should give you a fuck ton of information. Right? Because what is that? What is that right there? What have we been going over, family? What have we been going over the last few weeks? Intermediate term highs and intermediate term lows. Right? Oh, okay, John. Hold on. I gotta write this shit down. Yeah, you should be. You fucking should be. Did we take shorts yesterday? I don't remember. My memory's fucked. I drink like 75 energy drinks a day, so it's fine. I told you in bearish markets, up candles get respected. In bullish markets, down candles get respected, right? You know this. This is nothing new, right? Look at that right there. Boom. That's the candle I'm entering on. Now, I should have entered at the body, of course. Of course. I should have. But am I always perfect? No. Do I always get the wick in? No. Sometimes I get in a couple points late. It's not a big deal. You're sacrificing a little bit on the entry for like a little bit more evidence that price is supporting your idea. Why should that down candle work? Well, why not wait for this series of down candles? I guess you could have, but that's a little bit late. And that's right prior to this high too. That's not enough. There's no room in that. Okay, unless you're targeting up here. But that down candle gets respected. Okay, where are we going? I know, Eberneth. I drink one a day, sometimes two at max. But I increase the number for dramatic purposes. Where are we going Where are we at? Where are we coming from? That's what did it for me, Libra. That's what did it. When price is right at that down candle, or even before it, even like at this up candle here. Okay. When you take everything off and you just look at it, where are we at? 980s. Okay. Where are we going? Well, we probably could clear the highs. We probably could. We need maybe a little bit more evidence if you want. But where are we coming from? That's what does it. Because where are we coming from? An intermediate term low. $11.35 to $11.40. Right here. Well, Ricky, I don't know everything, brother. I wish I did. I wish I did. You know what I mean? I can give you the contact information to all my exes. They all know everything. They're never wrong. So I will gladly let you speak to them. Good luck. But that to me is a inversion after the intermediate term low. But that, I mean, that could work too. That's a little bit more context though. Technically speaking, that's an inversion right here. So it aligns. It aligns with bullish order flow because that imbalance was respected at 10:30, and then 10:35 that candle closure is like, nah, that ain't bearish. So if it ain't bearish, it becomes what? Bullish in a buy program. Wow. Wow. Real difficult. Right. So now you got to think about it. What have we talked about so far? Everybody and their mom got stopped out here. Okay. And that's okay. Even you can get stopped out. Even I can get stopped out. It happens. That's why we manage risk. When everybody gets stopped out and then we start seeing bullish order flow, when you realize, right? Here's the thing, family. I really want you to get this light bulb moment. How many times has this happened to you? I want you to drop a like if this has happened to you. You got too scared because you took a loss or the market made a fat ass move. You got scared, you decided to sit out, and then the market went right to where you thought it was going to go. And now you're fucking mad because you're going, oh man, I should have bought it. I was scared. Right. You do that 2, 3, 4, 5 times, maybe in like a year, you do it a few times. That's consistency, isn't it? Man, John, I'm consistently missing moves. I'm consistently scared to trade. That's exactly why you should trade. Because everybody else is also scared. Everybody else also got knocked out. Note-taking moment. That's the best time to buy. The best time, right? The most safest time to be in a neighborhood is right after a robbery. Because now it's a high attention area. There's a lot of police around. They may be doing an investigation, right? Now that's the most safest fucking neighborhood there is. The best time to take, let's say flights, for example, is right after a terrorists attack. Because everybody's scared. Oh, I don't want to take flights. I don't want to take any flights. Well, now it's the safest because security is heightened. It's the same shit. Everybody got knocked out. Everybody's too scared to long now. That's the best time to long, baby. Right, Dennis? Thank you, Roger. I appreciate it. I try to do my best. When I looked at that, I went, holy shit. They just ran that bitch. And then I waited a little bit and a little bit longer. And then it's like, okay, now we're working within a range. Now we have a defined range. Right? Part of me wanted to name the stream that, like working within a range. It's so easy. You wouldn't believe it. That's why I named it today Textbook Plays Make for Easy Days Part 2. Because it may not have been an easy day for you, or for most people, but it was an easy day at 10:40, 10:50. Oh shit, 10:50. What is that? What is that? 10:50. Oh, I don't know, John. They say there is no algorithm that runs for stops. They say there's no fucking boogeyman. There's no, you know, Tom fucking foolery. Okay. So there's the 11 o'clock. There's like the lunch macro, basically, in the way that I view it. 10:50 to 11:10. What do we do? There's your mop. There's your macro opening price. What do we do? Trade down into that 5-minute down candle. And then what? Took off. Retracement. And then 1 minute outside the scope of the defined time range. It traded outside of it 1 minute. It traded to that level here. But okay. It ran stops a minute after the time window. But sure, there's no algorithm that runs for stops. Sure. There's no algo, baby. That's all a myth. That's all a myth. That's fake. That's not real. You sure? Are you sure? There's no way that the algorithm doesn't start to run for stops at certain times of the day? Okay. Now I'm just being an asshole. But that's the 11 o'clock macro. And it's running. Look at that move lower, right? We have very, very small highs here. And we're coming off of that intermediate term low. In TradingView, like, they always, like, when you change time frames, it like moves it. It's fucking bullshit, but whatever. So what are the probabilities? Are we going to trade lower? Well, that's a lower low at our larger time frame intermediate term low. That down candle was respected. This 5-minute inversion was respected. It's bullish here. It's already given you evidence. So are we more likely to go lower or higher? We're in a buy program. It's going higher. Look at that. Look at this 1 minute time frame. I traded and watched on the 5-minute, but look at this 1 minute time frame. Look at those Corvettes in here. Right? It's white. Arctic white, just like mine. Look at that. Bam. Terminus. And then just magically taps into that and trades lower. Right. But there's no algorithm. Right. There's no algorithm. None whatsoever. It's all just a sham. Technical analysis is a fucking sham. Speed and momentum, best sign for a good move to come. Well, speed shows manipulation. And the second leg and second leg or second stage of a buy program or a sell program is going to be the fastest. I've said that time and time again. So now if we take everything off again, if we were to show you, or if I were to show you rather, okay, here's your fair value, right? Now fair value in a bullish market is a discount. I know I've said that time and time again. That low here sets the low. We go into a premium up here, right? No problem. At 50% and up is a premium. Up until the range, of course. This defined range, when we're working within a range. Okay? So that is a premium. No worries. 50% and lower is a discount. Right? That lower low in a discount. that imbalance, or that inversion, sorry, in a discount, that down candle in a discount. We leave discount, and then what's that right there? That 8.99 level. What is that? Right there. See this right here? It's returning to fair value. It's returning to fair value, which would be a discount in a buy program. So first leg, this kind of blows, I'll be honest with you. But once we're in a premium, price has already worked all of its levels in here. A shit ton, by the way. So now price has the green light to run up here. Is that imbalance going to be bearish? No. What about the last up candle before the down move? Oh, well, that's a fucking whatever candle. Okay, well, you short that then and get your fucking ass clapped because that's wrong. What about that high? We should sweep that high and trade lower. Fuck no. We're going for those highs. Price, once we're here, it has all the green light to go up there because there's nothing stopping it. Do you realize that? It's this portion of trading is very hard to teach. Honestly, it's the best way that I can explain it. But you know price is going to run some highs, right? When there's nothing that's stopping it. What's going to stop it? Nothing. There's absolutely nothing. Look at that inversion there too, baby. Look at that shit. Inverted concepts in the direction of opposing liquidity. Wonder who taught you that. Price has the fucking green light. That's not an up candle to short. That's not a high for a soup. That might be. I personally, in all honesty, I thought we were going for London side too. I'm glad I didn't hold for that because I would have got stopped out in profit on the way lower. I'm glad I got out the house. But it has no reason to be bearish. So if there's nothing stopping price, if there's nothing that's going to push price lower, and we have all the reason to trade above the highs, that's where it's going to go. It's a one-sided market. It is so heavy, like your mom, that it's going for that liquidity. And that's why you see speed. Okay? We were a little bit lethargic in here, but once we got out of it and price gave you all types of models in here, inversion model, down candle model, next candle fucking model, inversion model here, and down candle. That's at least 5 different models in here. The 50% level, that's 6. That's at least 6 different models in there. All to go higher. And that's where it went. You should only trade one model. Yeah, what happens if you miss it? You're fucked. No. No, no, no. If you can't catch the first boat, get the second one. Y'all remember that story? You've heard this story before. There was a guy stranded on a roof in a flood. And he prayed, God, please send me a boat. First boat comes. He's like, oh, no, fuck that. Second boat comes. Hey, we're here to rescue you. Guy's like, nah, fuck that. Either the third boat or the third helicopter or whatever was like, all right, this is your last chance. And he's like, nah, I'm good. The guy drowns and he dies. You remember that story? It's the same idea. First boat, inversion. Second boat, down candle. Third boat, 50%. Fourth boat, inversion. You had all types of boats in here to go higher. Fucking pick one. You got in at 861. Oh, you got a much better entry than I did. You got in down here? That was good. That was really good. That's like usually where Ricky gets in. Ricky always like gets in at the low. Me, I don't always get the low. I don't always get the low. But those like, I forget what it, like the RSV capitulation plays and shit that Ricky does. Phenomenal entries. I don't know if Ricky's still on the stream or still watching, but no, he does well. So anyway, let me catch up on the chat. I know I've kind of been rambling a little bit. And it is a good learning day, Justin. I'll try and cover some of my main points before we close it. As far as the what I called for ES, I still think it can trade lower. It probably won't today, but it definitely can. You know what I mean? Now, when I tweeted, that was before the fucking highs were made. So then we traded lower, and then same thing. We left behind some highs. We traded higher, imbalance here, and then ES ran, you know, for the same shit. Now, I'll be honest, though. One contract on Nasdaq versus one contract on ES. Yeah, NQ is smoking the fuck out of ES. Okay? So, because I can tell you right now, 273 to 283, 10 point, that's like $500 plus a little bit more, like $600, right? Okay, $600 on ES, $1,200 on Nasdaq, baby. Yeah, no, unless you doubled that, unless you went 2 on ES, but why do that? I'd rather just take Nasdaq. So I don't do that all the time, but like I said in the Discord earlier, I do think ES has permission to go lower. But again, I'm not doing anything the rest of today. I don't like this PM session very much. I don't like it. And based on regular trading hours, which is what we're at now, we're still like within this range from 61 up to 80. We've just been stuck in this 30-point range for a little while. And I don't mind working within a range, but I just don't like this. And there's a bunch of clean lows here, as well as current AM session and low of day is also just above that. So I feel like we could definitely yoink into the 60s and the 50s. But I'm good. I cleared a good trade already. I'm over it. But if we zoom out, obviously, we would need to look down here for the 62.23 level. But you notice I also said that I'm not too convinced yet, because that was at 819. That was prior to market open, or equities open rather. So, you know, if we are going to trade lower, maybe we go higher first, and we have done that. So we still could, but it probably ain't going to do that today. So switching your bias. I don't just point out a low or set like say a target and go, okay, the market has to do that. No, it doesn't. Market doesn't have to do a fucking thing. So if I think it's going to go lower and it doesn't, but it leaves behind highs, okay, well, that means you're wrong on the short. You've got evidence of long. You're in a buy program. Well, don't short a buy program. Boom. Market clears those highs. Easy. So, listen, you got to be fluid, man. You can't be rigid. If you have a bias and you stick to it, even despite evidence of the contrary, you're toast. You're toast. You're going to be shorting a market that is going to seek opposing liquidity, and you're going to be a part of that, right? You don't want to be a part of that. So if you're wrong and the market has proved otherwise, then get on board. That's the whole point. You're allowed to be offside. It's just like in the NFL, right? When both teams line up at the line of scrimmage, and maybe one of the receivers or the defensive players has a foot over the line, right? They're offside. They get penalized. Do they lose the game? No. They get 5 yards or 10 yards or some shit. And then, you know, replay second down or whatever. It's the same thing. If you recognize, oh shit, my bias is offside, or maybe I'm in a trade and it's offside, and there's overwhelming evidence, you have to humble yourself and go, okay, I'm on the wrong side. I made a mistake. let me close the trade now with a small loss or a break even, ideally, right? Or maybe even a small profit. And then going, okay, now I'll get in sync with price delivery. And that's when you get really good trades. Okay. So we're near the end of the hour today. Again, I think this could trade lower. I don't see why we would trade higher based on regular trading. And like I said, those lows are clean, and that is just below our current low of day, our AM session low. We've already worked some highs. That's a shitty mitigation to me here. But it looks like it wants to go lower. Am I going to short? Nope. I'm not. But if I had to pick a side, I'd probably pick lower. So that's me personally. Excuse me. All right. So that's pretty much it, man. Okay. That is pretty much it. So in overview, right? One more time. Now we're on Nasdaq, not the micro side. London's high was a potential. Okay. And like I said, I thought we would get up there and we didn't. I'm not always right. Don't need to be. Okay. What set the low of day was a clear sign of manipulation. Look at those wicks, right? Wicking below a series of lows. So when we go back into the range, everybody is too scared. They're too scared to get back in. They're afraid, especially if you trade NQ. I mean, because there's thousands of dollars at risk. And once you lose thousands of dollars, you're like, oh, yeah, fuck, I'm not touching that again. I'm not burning my fucking hand again. Right. So the best trades are right after everyone gets knocked. So if you simply wait for that and then get in, you're on side. Okay. We talked about that, basically like a sentimental analysis too. We talked about intermediate term low, which I've already taught you, and intermediate term highs. But if we have an intermediate term low and we have equal highs, we're probably going to be bullish. Okay. We talked about inversions. We talked about down candles. We talked about premium and discount. We talked about inverted concepts in the direction of opposing liquidity, right? What was once bearish becomes bullish, the law of the return, 48 laws video, right? I'm telling you, that's all I do, chat. I just come on here and repeat myself every fucking day, except Thursday. Because what I teach you fucking works, okay? Now, I did not view it in this particular light, but if you'd like, this is, I believe, Sunday's gap. Yep. So we were outside, we were below Sunday's gap. That's like, that could be considered a discount. And the upper half of Sunday's gap, that could be considered a premium. So buying low, selling high. I know it's a lot of tools. You don't need all of them. You don't need all of them. Okay? You can simply wait for you can simply wait for high resistant lows, play retracements after that, on the way to equal highs or low resistant highs. You're getting in sync with price action. That's how you take the best fucking trades. I'm not saying that's how you catch the low. There are ways to do that. I've taught you that too. But a lot of the times, sometimes you don't need the biggest RR. Sometimes you just need to be on side. Right? And then maybe, and this is a big maybe put some size behind it. Okay? I'm not saying over leverage. You never heard me say, don't write that shit down. John told me to over leverage. No. But you can put some size behind it, meaning like full risk, full max risk. None of this like half risk stuff. Okay? The good trades, the good setups, that's when you get some size behind you. Okay? And it makes up for all those little dumbass fucking trades. Those little, oh, I lost, I don't know, 50, 100 bucks, 200 bucks. Boom. Make over 1,000 then. And that clears all those little dumb shits. You know what I mean? So that is my presentation for you guys today. We also talked about macros, right? Oh, fuck. Sorry. I don't know why. I get so excited about this shit. 9 o'clock. The 9:50 for the 10 o'clock macro. Look at that. 9:50 to 10:10. There's no algorithm that runs for stops. There's absolutely no algorithm that runs for stops when it did it there. And it did it here too. That's fuck. I can't stand people that say that shit, bro. There's no algo, but yet here it is. Right there. And right there. Outside by 1 minute, but it started its run and continued its run inside the macro time window. So what are you talking about? The only time we did not hit a target, we did not get that inside of a macro. That's fine. I don't care. I don't give a rat's fucking ass. Well, we have to hit TP in a macro. No, bitch. You hit the highs. Get me out then. Get me out. I could care less. Because it's not about being right. It's about making money. That's a good note too. That's a good note to end it on, actually. Oh, Glenn. No. Fuck British pound. But I will go over GJ. Didn't we talk about that last week? One of you asked me about GJ. And I told you it was what? Bullish. Oh, yeah, you did, John. Yeah. You pointed out those highs back there, right? Where are we? Whoop. A lot higher. Now, we did go lower first. Like I told you, I was like, don't just go in there and buy it. Wait for, a low to be swept. Look at that shit. Rallied. Retracement. Lower low. Bam. Mitigation to the highs. Buy model. Right there. Yep. You mean to tell me it's all the same shit? Cross pairs, metals, indices, 1 minute, daily. It's all the same shit. How many times do I have to prove it to you? How many times? Lazy trading model was the first cross. No, Jonas. It's not the best model, but it's 25% would be the long, aiming for 100%. And that's quick math. That should be a 1 to 3. Yeah. Long at 25 or short at 75. Targeting the lows or the highs, that should be a 1 to 3. Taking the low just for people with ego, just take the safe order flow entry. I mean, I don't mind it, Dennis. You can buy below old lows, but the problem is most people don't know where to put their stop. That's why I taught you about gaps. Like Sunday's gap, for example, or overnight gaps, that would work too. So, but here, I'll give you a little bit even more juice, because I got all the juice today, apparently. GJ, what did I tell you? I told you if you're going to look at a cross pair, to go look at British pound, right? By itself. I get some old shit on here. Right? So go look at British pound. All right. On the daily, it was a little bit bullish in here. Okay, no problem. Actually, we're going to go to currency futures, because that's what I told you. A little bit bullish in here. Okay. Overall, fairly bullish. What about yen? Right? What about yen? Consolidation. Yen is going nowhere fast. High swept back into the range. Low swept back into the range. That high, that wasn't even taken. So if yen, for you cross pair traders, or for people who want to just learn more shit, right? How do I trade cross pairs? if one currency, the secondary currency, if it consolidates, but your primary currency is bullish, that's what sends your crosspair to the fucking moon. You see that? Yeah, there's going to be retracements, but the overall is going to be bullish. And that's why I told you that. And I did that analysis in like 30 seconds back then. And I don't even trade cross pairs. But that's how easy this stuff is. Find the liquidity. That may even be slightly higher, if I'm not mistaken. Find the liquidity, trade in that direction. I told you what to do. Go look at the individual currencies to get your cross pair. That's how you do that. It's not difficult. You just got to put in the work. And it's that simple. So if I had to trade cross pairs, that's what I do. If I had to trade currencies, I would do that too. But I just like indices. You really need to make it in Forex. You got to have a lot of size. A lot of size. But in like NQ, ES trading, you don't need a lot of size. You need size, but you don't have to throw on fucking 10 lots on, you know, like you would in currencies, like 10 contracts. Oh, you'd be fucking, that'd be a lot of risk. A lot of reward too, but you don't need that. So that's it. All right. We talked about a lot of stuff today. A lot of like, I told you so, a lot of the same shit, you know, it's just about getting the experience, right? You need to print off these charts. You need to see what price is done when it's done it. And some extra notes that I gave you, right? When you're too scared to trade, that means probably everyone else is too scared to trade too. And that's exactly what the market does. Scares you out and then reverses it higher. So when you're scared, that's ideally the best time. Not the worst time. Okay? You have to reverse engineer why people lose, including you. So when you learn to do the opposite, what's the opposite of losing? Winning. That's what I try to teach you how to do here. So with that being said, before I ramble on any further, NQ may end up going for London's highs still, but again, I'm not trading it. I don't like what we're doing here. Maybe ES takes London's high too. But I just have no interest in this at all. None whatsoever. I'm not anxious to get in this. I'm probably just going to close the charts, to be fair. I got books to read. Colin said fade myself. Jesus. Well, if you're bullish and you suck, then just hit the short button, I guess. I guess. But don't take that as financial advice, all right? Great job, Glenn. But yeah, y'all be good. Be blessed. We'll be here same time, same place tomorrow on Wednesday, July 9th. Don't do anything stupid. Yeah, Sam and Hal. And I'll see y'all tomorrow.